Hello everyone. For today's lesson, we will continue with our Pdpr 2 for this week, that is at 00/2. Okay, which means that you will go for your speaking. But for today, we will be specifically cover for individual part, that is part 1, individual presentation. For this module, that is this MOET module, it's a little bit different from the one that we studied. Okay, so for this one, you need to follow this method. Okay, so let us start with our learning outcome for today. That is, all of you should be able to understand simple phrases and expression in the given situation, and also think and jot down the point quickly. So it must be 3 points. And then for teaching and learning method, yes, we might be using this kind of stuff. And also hard copy are given up to all of you, so you may use that as your reference, and no worries, for I will give you the soft copy in our group later. Okay, so for today we will cover our part 1, and that is how for you to prepare for individual tasks. Okay, and for today we will do the brainstorming for the ideas, and we will train you how for you to developing your response. Let us start with our step number 1, that is read the question, underline the keyword, and then list down the synonym. Okay, so for this situation over here, that is caring for the environment has become a top priority due to the effects of climate change. Suggest some ways to care for the environment. Talk about the importance of recycling to your classmate. Okay, so that is the situation. So when you do your module letter, so I suggest you to read the situation twice so that you will understand more. Okay, so back to our topic, step 1, that is underline the keyword. Okay, so the keywords over here, so you need to underline the keyword. So our first keyword is environment. Okay, from the situation, the first one is environment. Then number 2, what should you do? Okay, the second keyword is caring for environment. Then number 3, the keyword that we able to look for are ways or how to. Maybe how to taking care of the environment. Okay, so that is the keywords, 3 keywords over here. Now proceed with step number 2, that is take note on the aspect of the presentation. Think at least 3 ideas. Okay, this is the important why you need to read the question twice. Okay, so that you will have a better understanding. Alright, to cut short the explanation, when for step number 2, so when we talk about take note on the aspect of the presentation. When we talk about the aspect, okay, aspect over here meaning to say idea. When we talk about our idea, you straight away go to the last line. So last line in this situation are talk about the importance of recycling to your classmate. So the aspect over here will be important of recycling. So remember class, so we are over here talking about importance of recycling. Okay, so clear with step number 2, and now proceed with step number 3. That is include elaborations and example, organize points in a logical sequence. Okay, logical sequence. When we talk about logical sequence, here's are the suggestions. So you start with the benefit, what, and how to. Okay, before that, how you want to use this one? take a look on number 2, that is aspect and ideas. The idea of this situation are important of recycling. Let's say your point number 1, you talk about the importance of recycling. So what are the benefits of importance of recycling? What are the positive side of doing recycling? And then what is that? You elaborate. What is that action? Okay, why we are calling that as an effort or as an action, okay, to do recycling, okay? And then how you implement, how you make that thing happen. All right, so I repeat once again. For step number 3, include elaboration and example. So remember, 1 point, 1 elaboration, and 1 example. So this is how you do it. You talk about the benefit of importance of recycling, your point 1. Then you talk about what is that benefit. You explain only for 1 line. Then number 3 will be the action. This is considered as the example. Okay, so that is it. Step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3. Here is how it's look when you underline the keywords. Okay, so for example over here, the keywords are environment and also ways to care for the environment and importance of reducing air pollution. Alright, so over here, we are advising you not to create or looking for a long sentences, but only go with the keywords. And then you must train yourself to plan your ideas in 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the suggestion. And also, once again, I want to recap with all of you once again. Based on this situation, all you need to do later is talk about importance of reducing air pollution. So meaning to say that if you are able to reduce air pollution in your environment, in your area, what will happen? What are the effects? What are the positive side that will happen to you? But before you go with that point, you have to think, what are the factors that trigger this pollution? Okay, so after this we will take a look of how we implement or how we combine all of this idea. This is how it looks like after we combine all of the steps together. So step number 1 is you allocate or you underline what are the keywords based on the situation. Okay, then you jot down. After that, step number 2, you look for the aspect, you look for the idea in the situation. Then list it down over here. After that, for step number 3 is elaborating or sequencing. Okay, over here we go with the factor or causes. So meaning to say that what will happen if we are not taking care of our environment? So it might be an open burning. Okay, or it might be a farming activities. Okay, so these are the factors or these are the causes that will happen if all of us are not taking care of our environment. Then for elaboration number 2 is about the impact. Okay, about the impact, about the effects of pollution to us, okay, to our environment. Okay, number 1, we maybe have to face some haze issue and also global warming. And then what will happen next? We need to face this problem, that is our health issues. Okay, that is the impact if we are not taking care of our environment. Okay, next one is the benefit. If you are taking care of the environment, okay, if we are trying our best to avoid the pollution, so what will happen to us? Number 1, we will get a cleaner air, then reducing the heat and also preventing dangerous disease. So this thing might be in our hand if we are together and try our best to reduce the pollution. Okay, class. This is just the idea for us to do the brainstorming. Okay, so this is how you do your brainstorming. That is all for the brief explanation for this module, that is PDPR number 2. So any further explanation or any further question, you may ask me personally, and also wait for my next instruction about what should you do. Okay, so that's all. Thank you everyone.